Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for being with us on this Friday. I have with us today the brand new Deputy Chief of Winter Haven, Vance Monroe. Now, the reason he doesn't know where to stand is because he retired as a major for me in charge of all the east side of the county. But Director Charlie Bird, who's a dear friend of mine, and he's the public safety director for Winter Haven, said, Sheriff, I believe I'll recruit him to come work with us. So, when I talk about relationships and the relationships we have, Director Charlie Bird is a dear, dear friend of mine, and he's the big boss over public safety, all of public safety for Winter Haven. And then, of course, Vance Monroe, the new Deputy Police Chief, is a dear friend of mine and very valued major that just retired. So I'm sad to see him go, but I'm happy that he's at Winter Haven and they haven't scooped him up and taken him off to another part of the state. So here's what we want to talk about today. It's rare that you see a serial sex offender, but we had one amongst us. And I can't compliment the Winter Haven Police Department and my deputies enough for their work. I'm going to show you the photograph of a very dangerous person. He has a pedigree in being a sexual offender, a deviant. And it's just by the grace of God, at least that we know of, that we don't have any sexually abused dead children. But Deputy Chief Vance Monroe is going to talk more about that. Let me introduce you to Robert Miranda. Robert is 42 years of age. He was arrested in 2000 for lewd battery on a 12-year-old child. At that time, he was 17. So, for whatever reasons, they withheld adjudication. But the good news was they did designate him as a sexual offender. Now, he has a criminal history for years of cocaine abuse, and he bounces back and forth between Brevard County, Polk County, different counties. He gets probation here, probation there. He's locked up for some period of time, but this guy has never been to state prison, and he's got a long criminal history. So let me take you to February 16th of this year at Avenue A and 2nd Street Southwest. There's a mother and daughter who are 30 and 60 years of age. They are simply visiting Winter Haven from North Carolina because they wanted to take a vacation. They looked online and said that, wow, that Winter Haven's a beautiful place. Let's go down and check it out. Well, they saw more than they wanted to. So they're literally standing and admiring Winter Haven when this guy pulls up in a gray Mitsubishi Outlander and masturbates in their presence. Will they attempt to get his tag number? He doesn't have a tag number. So they notify the Winter Haven Police Department. Now let's jump ahead a week. No more activity. February 23rd at 7:20 in the morning at Avenue H and 15th Street Northeast, Winter Haven. This one is in the unincorporated area, just outside of the city of Winter Haven, where this guy pulls up and at 7:20 in the morning ask this 9-year-old child, have you lost a dog? I've got this brown and black puppy shivering in my car. Come over here and look at it. Well, even at that age, she ran. She ran to a neighbor. She was out waiting to go to school. She ran to a neighbor to report this guy who reported that information to us. Then just a few minutes later at 7:40, he shows up again at Avenue J Southeast and 4th Street inside the city. Now understand, between the city and the county is just like a street or two. So on February 23rd at Avenue J, he drove up to a 12-year-old who was wearing a hoodie and had bangs and started masturbating in the presence of the 12-year-old. And that was reported to the Winter Haven Police Department. So the Winter Haven Police Department, as the deputy chief will explain, they put out a bulletin. They're on it. We figure out, hey, after talking to the police, that it's not just our one in the county. It's not just their two in the county. We're up to 3 in a very short period of time. We don't have a tag number. He doesn't have a tag on his vehicle. Now, folks, when we saw this pattern of activity, there is normal criminal conduct that we all deal with, and when you look at the 3 of us, I like to think of me as the youngest of the 3, but when you look at the 3 of us, we've got 100 years of experience in this business, more than 100 years of experience. We knew immediately that we were dealing with a deviant, that a dangerous deviant. Between the police department and the sheriff's office, we had over 100 detectives working on this case. And here's what our supervisors told them. It's a gray Mitsubishi Outlander with no tag. Now go find the guy. Now, folks, that's no leads at all. He's supposed to be in his 20s or 30s. He's wearing all black. When he does these things, he's wearing black shorts, black shirts, and a black or dark colored mask. And the detectives start to work. They piece together video, that all of the detectives working together, they piece together videos. And on one piece of video, in another part of town, guess what? We found a tag number. So I want to stop for a moment, and I want to congratulate and thank the business owners of Winter Haven. When you put that video in place to protect your customers, to serve your customers, to protect your business, you all collectively stopped a serial sex offender and allowed that person to be caught. And I congratulate our business community. So we do this investigation. We have the tag number. It leads us to Mom. It turns out the family owns a used car auto auction between Haines City and Lake Alfred. And she has loaned this car to her son, who is an auctioneer. We find him in the car in Titusville. Now, I want you to think about this for a second. That's how awesome all of our detectives working together and the strength of our partnerships working together in fast order. We found a guy on the other side of the state that was an imminent danger to the children here in Polk County. We then learned, obviously, and his mother told us, hey, he's a registered sex offender. And we arrested him on March the 1st in Brevard County and served search warrants at his house. Guess what we found? Newsflash, black surgical mask. Then we did a search warrant on his Outlander, and guess what we found? Newsflash, more mask. One of them had what appeared to be polka dots from a distance, and there it was in the vehicle. Well, March 6th was his birthday, and that's the day he arrived at the county jail in Polk County. We moved him back over here 5 days later. That was only part of his birthday present, was to visit Grady Town. The other part of his present was our detectives, in addition to the sex offender violations, lodged attempted kidnapping charges. and lewd behavior conduct charges. Our goal is to lock him up for the rest of his life. We were able to enhance these charges because he was wearing a mask when he committed the crime. Our state attorney, Brian Haas, is simply the very best. He and his office recognize how dangerous this person is, and now he's locked up.